What is going on, guys? This is the Club of the Man 1993. We are live here on this Thursday evening, getting caught up on some wrestling news. Well, 2 live reviews, 1 turn alert, and I have another small video I want to do. It's not wrestling related. It's actually a very different topic I want to do a quick video of on this channel. So I eventually want to talk about the show that I'm going to be talking about. Maybe. We'll see how it goes. I've burned out for my sitcom reviews right now, but I am almost done with the Seinfeld reviews. But anyways, we're here to talk about Monday Night Raw. I'm excited to talk about Monday Night Raw. It's the opposite because I'm a little iffy about talking about Dynamite when we get to that stream later on tonight, hopefully. But we're going to quickly review Monday Night Raw, which took place this past Monday, August 22nd, 2022, 1 month before my birthday. And it took place in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, home of the rated R superstar Edge. Wait, is it? Well, I believe so. I don't know. Anyways, but Edge is wrestling in Toronto for the first time, I think they said in 12 years, I think it was. I think the last time I said he wrestled was with the title against Christian. Wow, I don't think I ever saw them wrestle one-on-one. Of course, we will talk about that match, and of course, we'll talk about there was a little bit of news that he apparently cut on a off-camera promo after the show, which we'll get into that, of course. But of course, we are a week and a half away from WWE's Clash at the Castle 2022 that I am hyped for and excited for. Because you, especially after this show, you just never know when they're going to pull the surprises on you now. I like how they went a week without any surprises. Then they have a surprise this week. And I'll tell you, of course, my little story about this surprise when I get to it. And let me tell you this also. I, had been thinking about, because next Monday, Raw is live in my hometown. So there was a good chance I was considering going. At first, my friends weren't really able to go. So I'm like, I'm not going to lie. I itched to buy myself a ticket while watching this episode of Raw. Which was a good episode. I didn't give it quite as high of a grade as I did last video, because there was one match that I was like, ugh. So it hurt my grade just a little bit. But I was itching to almost buy a ticket for myself. Until after the show, my friends were like, hey, let's do it. So I'm going to Raw on Monday. So I'm pretty excited for that. Let's put it that way. But overall, other than one match, this was another good episode of Raw. We have a lot of good things. We have some, things setting up to come. We had another round of the match of the women's tag title tournament. Still not interested really in that tournament, really. It was a predictable match, but it was still solid. I'll give it that. We had a nice brawl to start off the show. We had a big surprise. But of course, the biggest story going into this match tonight, this show tonight, was Edge. Wrestling in Toronto for the first time in 12 years. And I gotta be honest, that match, I feel like it was not just an excellent match, but a little bit of a spot fest, too. Because Edge was doing some stuff that you didn't think he'd be doing at his age in that match. But we, of course, will talk about it when we get there. Let's roll in and let's talk about Raw. So, let's see what we have. Nobody in the live chat so far. It's a little bit of a surprise. My Raw review's been popping lately, but it is a little later for, reviews, so I guess not. But it's okay. Let's roll in, though, and talk about this episode of Raw. Oh, that's right. We also had somebody else appear on the show, too, but we'll talk about that in a second. But the show actually opened up after the intro with a brawl with Seth Rollins and Matt Riddle. They were brawling, and then, of course, they even got out of Gorilla into the crowd, and yeah, that was basically all we saw of them, but this coming week on Raw, we're going to be seeing them face to face one last time before Clash at the Castle. honestly, I mean, I know we haven't had a singles match between them yet, but with the build the past couple weeks, with how they're fighting and whatnot, I really think they should add a Falls Count Anywhere stipulation to that match. I really think they should. Falls Count Anywhere, Matt Riddle and Seth Rollins. I think they should do it. That'd be a hell of a match. And then, of course, we have the Trish Stratus makes an appearance, because we are in Toronto. And look, because they also have advertised that Kurt Angle is going to be at Raw next week, because Raw is in his hometown. Same with me. I get it. Some people, I saw some people saying, oh, they're still bringing back, the part-time, especially as appearances. Yes, I get it, why they're still beefing, and people could be still beef about that. However, though, they're not feeling like the most important thing on the show, though. Which I'm okay with. Like, I'm okay with you bringing, like, a special guest appearance, but they're not making it, like, the center point of the show. And that might be why, because there's other things that was the center point of the show, such as Edge and Damian Priest having the match. Awesome. And other things that actually feel important. It's not a show of just throwing shit against the wall and see what sticks anymore. It's a show they're actually trying. Which is all I've always said. If you actually try, maybe your shows won't suck so much. And look what we've gotten. I think I've pretty much given B+, B-, maybe 1 C+ to SmackDown this past week. I can't remember if I did or not. But, they've all been solid shows since Triple H took over. Not much really to, say nah about. All right, well, this episode had one match I was like, yeah. And also the women's tag title tournament I'm still not a big fan of. Which also, it was also announced that Gigi Dolan apparently is injured. So Toxic Attraction is out of the tournament. So now I think on SmackDown tomorrow, they're going to have a second chance match. And the winner of that, for the 4 teams that have lost so far, and the winner of that match will take on Raquel Gonzalez and Aaliyah. Semi-finals, and then the winner will face the winner of the match on Raw here, which rumors are they're going to be calling Bayley Stable Damage Control. We'll see if what happens or not. But the winners will face, they took on, well, basically, okay, spoiler alert, Dakota Kai and Io Sky won their match on the show. So they'll take on the winner of Raquel Gonzalez versus Aaliyah, and whoever wins the second chance match. But anyways, rolling back, let's talk about Trish Stratus, which, gotta be honest, I know I'm an engaged man, but man, every time I see Trish Stratus, does she not age? She looks great, and she's like, what? How old is Trish Stratus? I feel like she's mid-40s. Let me see here. Trish Stratus. I didn't know her name was actually Patricia. Her real name is actually Patricia Stragias, I believe it is. I never took notice what her real name was. Yeah, 46. I knew she was get up there, mid-40s, but she looks great. She really looks good. Like, I could definitely buy into her wrestling again, even though I don't know if, she'll stick to her match in Toronto back in 2019 being her last match or not. But honestly, she's in that great shape. I could definitely see her getting in the ring again. But she came out, and she was just like, what's up? It feels great to be home, but not just talking about Toronto, but in the ring, between the ropes. But she said she's been doing a lot of thinking lately. And then out comes Bayley and her crew. Bayley talks about being in the ring with Trish freaking Stratus, and all three of them fangirl over Trish before Bayley asks, what are you even doing here? Trish says it's kind of a big deal matchup later, Edge and Damian, and she's here to give her fellow Torontonian a little support. And she goes to say more, but then Dakota cuts her off and says nobody cares what she has to say. And Bayley says how Trish has been on them all weekend, and this is their ring and their show, and now she's the pass. So who the hell does she think she is? Which, has been great, Bill, because I really feel like this is me kind of going a little too far, but in some ways, I've really felt like this new stable with Bayley has someone felt like a female stable of the Undisputed Era? You feel like they're one of the more important parts of the show right now, which is good because it's super fresh and I like it. But anyways, this now leads to the Raw Women's Champion Bianca Belair coming out. He says how Bayley isn't even in the same stratosphere, and Trish walked so they all can run. So she needs to be thanking her and stop being disrespectful. But she can defend herself, and Trish says she can real quick go from "I am retired" as she takes off her jacket and is basically in like a training bra or whatnot, and it says to "I was retired" if she doesn't stop running her mouth. Bayley also takes off her jacket and calls her stupid for being outnumbered, but Stratus says she and Bianca make 2. Then out come Asuka and Alexa, and it's now 4-on-3. And then Bayley says she's lucky that she's feeling generous, and she'll let them slide on this one. And she'll see the 3 of them at Cardiff. And Trish says that's if she can even make it to Clash at the Castle. Good luck. Which we saw Trish a couple other times, they'll confront Bayley. So I don't know, maybe they're going to eventually tease a match with Trish and Bayley, maybe. If Trish really was serious when she goes, I've been thinking lately, it's like, what if she does want to come back for another match? Even though, like what really more can she do if she's lost to Charlotte? I mean, yes, you could do her and Bayley. Her and Becky would be fresh, because Becky had that great match in Saudi earlier this year against Lita, which was awesome. But I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, so then we had the match, the semifinals of the Women's Tag Title Tournament with Dakota and Io taking on Alexa and Asuka, and the match was solid. As I said before, again, the problem is, again, it's just that I think it's just very obvious that Io and Dakota are going to win these. But then, I knew they were going to win, so they won the match. But by my surprise, though, they won with a schoolboy roll-up on Asuka, which I was a little surprised by. I really thought that they would pin Alexa, because I feel like, you would want to. I feel like Asuka should be a little more protected than Alexa, in my opinion. So I was a little surprised by that. But I think it was Io who rolled up Asuka. Got some teases of a match there, but again, that is definitely a one-on-one championship match down the line. Asuka and Io, still wish to this day, I'll say this every time I mention Io wrestling Asuka, still wish to this day we could have gotten Io and Kairi. And we would have gotten it 3 years ago if Kairi didn't get called up. But anyways, as we expected, they won. Then we have Dolph Ziggler and Gorilla. Said he's been doing this for a long time, highs and lows. He can admit, though, that last week, Austin Theory was a better man, as he won last week. But all he wants to do is just help Theory. Which then brings in the Judgment Day, and Finn Balor tells him he makes him sick. Guys like him, Rey Mysterio, who attach themselves to up-and-coming stars to keep themselves afloat. And there's nothing that Dolph can teach him. Which I think Ziggler said something like, kid, aren't we the same age? Which I believe they are. I think Dolph's 42, Finn's 40, 41, but he's really not a kid to him. So he caught him off guard there. But then Ziggler says there's one thing he can teach him, though, and he hauls him off and slaps Balor. And then Dolph's music starts to play. He's getting ready to make his entrance, and he says, "Are you going to sit in your ass like a little bitch? Or are you going to come to the ring?" Which I thought was, nice. Which, by the way, also, it was revealed today, apparently, that for now, WWE is still sticking with PG for TV. Which, if they keep going on shows like this, fine, but dang, I really want to see it go TV-14. Also, I heard rumors, apparently they might be delaying the draft until after WrestleMania next year. I don't know about that. I feel like, they probably could have maybe done some trades right now, because especially with, there's people coming in, but especially also with, the roster running thin beforehand, I really thought they may need to shake it up a little bit, but that's either here nor there, so who knows. Anyway, so we did have a pretty good match with Dolph Ziggler and Finn Balor. And as I keep saying, since Triple H took over, I can see that WWE is definitely like trying to get Finn Balor more into like the main event scene again, which is awesome. And like I said, I knew the moment Triple H took over that if there's one person he would focus on for sure, it's Finn Balor. But I feel like he's been a little more slow and steady than the rest. I still don't know, especially how the show ended. I still don't know that if they're going to keep Judgment Day together or if they're going to break them up. Because Finn and Damian both came out to new theme songs, kind of like remixes of their old ones. I definitely like Damien's a little more than Finn's, though, to be honest. But they've been giving Finn some microphone time. They've been giving him some victories, too. He got the win here over Dolph, which, you know, here's the other thing, too, I keep saying. And someone said this the other day. Dolph can be here to put people over. My problem is, though, if he's still going to keep losing, it feels no different. I mean, he's going to put on good matches, but, again, it feels no different because he still feels he's an easy win. So that's why I keep saying, too, I really feel like the time has passed on Dolph. But still, you know, he still do the best he can while he's still here. But Finn gets the victory. Of course, he wins after Rhea Ripley cheap shot him from the back like a badass. And then Balor hit off of the cheap shot while the referee wasn't looking. Balor hit the 1916, and then he hit the coup de grace. Then backstage, we have Aaliyah showing up. Which I was a little surprised, like, Aaliyah, you're on SmackDown, but I'm like, we're in Toronto, I think that's her hometown, so, okay, I can forgive that one. She says she's a bougie badass, and she's about to put over her tag team partner, Raquel Rodriguez. I said Gonzalez. So I used to call her Raquel Rodriguez. But then Bayley rolls up and asks if she was watching their match earlier to get some tips for their match on Friday, and asks, where's Raquel? And Aaliyah says none of their business, and Io says she's either real stupid or real brave to show up alone on their show. To it leaves Trish coming out of nowhere again, and Trish says she's not alone and asks Bayley when she's going to return to action. And Aaliyah challenges Bayley to a match, and then Bayley agrees. And then we also see Adam Pearce walking past with showing some security guards a picture of Dexter Lumis. So we all know Dexter's on the loose yet again. Then we have Alpha Academy coming out. First, besides Chad going, sheesh, please. He came out, and he announces that, first he announced that the Alpha Academy is accepting new students, and he's starting his search right here in Canada. But he's starting to regret it because the only thing he's found in Toronto is washed up ex-hockey players hooked on Tim Hortons. And I think he also trashed on the Maple Leafs in 1 or 2. Let me tell you something, because my friend was saying this too. If Chad Gable shows up next week and trashes the Pirates, all power to him. He could do that. Again, the Pirates are doomed this year. They're doomed for quite a while. I even read an article today saying there's like nobody in their minor league system either way. So they're doomed basically for God knows how long again. Another 20 years of losing, guys. Congratulations. Hey, if he wants to diss on Bob Nutting, be my guest. Heck, next time AEW comes to Pittsburgh and the Acclaim come in, they need to diss on Bob Nutting. Somebody needs to diss on Bob Nutting on live TV. It will be glorious. Hopefully see him back soon as well. Anyways, but yes, I hope Chad Gable does this on the Pirates this coming week. So it issued an open challenge, and who it was at the end was awesome. But when they said open challenge, I thought they meant a tag team. So I'm like, okay, somebody's coming back. Because of the fact that I know he recently left Impact, and I know WWE was very impressed with his match against Wardlow on Dynamite, I kind of thought, and the funny too, I just listened to a podcast on Talk is Jericho from, I think, 2019 with Enzo and Cass. Now, I'll be honest, I've said this too. Cass, I'm cool with. You know, I definitely would really enjoy hearing his story about, how he turned his life around and, everything after he got fired and whatnot. Enzo! I still don't know. I something about Eric Arndt, the guy himself, has bothered me. I don't know. The way he kind of goes into business for himself, it just bugs me. I won't lie, though. If Enzo and Cass did show up again as a duo, I probably would go nuts and pop. So I was thinking at first, what if Enzo and Cass came out? Wasn't them, though. It was Kevin Owens, of course, getting a hometown pop just like Sami Zayn. But it wasn't just Kevin Owens. Here, time out for a second. Time out. Let me do something real quick. I know it's not really, matching, but I gotta do something real quick. Let's see, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Come on. Come on. I know what's in here. Can't be that far back. It hasn't been that long since I wore this. If I wear maybe I wear it to Raw next Monday. No, I know who I'm wearing to Raw next Monday. I'm saving that shirt. Come on. Come on. Where are you? Where are you? This is driving me nuts. I know it's in here. I didn't think it was this far back. I wore that shirt away. There's a lot of shirts in here I haven't worn for a while. Undisputed Era, Seth Rollins Burn It Down shirt. Bad News Barrett? Oh, God. They kill her wrestle again? Finn Balor, Roman Reigns, You Big Dummy, My Fiend shirt, CM Punk, Samoa Joe, Kofi Mania. Here we go. Okay, 1 second. Can't get changed around the camera. I just need to do something real quick. Really quick. Come on. All right. Let me shut the door. We got this! Yeah! That's right. We didn't just get Kevin Owens coming out. We got NXT's duct tape t-shirt. Kevin Owens coming out. Kevin Owens came out, of course, to a hometown pop. He's from like what, Maryville, Quebec, Canada, I think he's from. I can't remember where exactly he's from. But he came out to a pop. And he came out wearing his old NXT t-shirt. This shirt right here that I took advantage of and bought after it went back on sale whenever he made that brief appearance at TakeOver War Games 2019. I jumped right on that right away. Right away, I jumped right on that, and I got that shirt. Because again, I wanted to buy this shirt when I went to SummerSlam in 2015, but of course, they didn't have my size when I got to the stand, so I couldn't get it. But yes, Kevin Owens came out, and again, they have pressed the reset button on him. He is back into his dominating form again. The wrestling moves that he has been doing the past 2 weeks have been outstanding. They've been awful. Not awful, awesome. And even Shag, he's done like the frog splashes, an avalanche fisherman, neck breaker buster he's done, a Steinbreaker off the rope, and he also won with the pop-up powerbomb. Now, he hasn't done the powerbomb on the apron since Ezekiel took it. But like I said, I said before how Finn Balor is definitely a priority, I believe, for Triple H. Kevin Owens easily is also. And I think he's already hit the gas on Kevin Owens, like, pretty strong right now. Because, the rumors are still having it, that the rumors are still that they're going to, that the build is going to be for Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens to both dethrone the Usos to win the tag titles. Now, I don't know if this was a full-on Kevin Owens face turn, especially if he was involved in the storyline with Ezekiel writing him off TV like he did. So I don't know if that's a face turn, if it was just a one-night thing because they were in his hometown. But we'll have to wait and see. But yes, duct tape Kevin Owens is back. I'll probably put my other shirt back on when I do the rest of my videos tonight. But I had to throw it on. But if it wasn't for something else that happened on this show, I would have definitely been wearing this shirt to Raw next week. Afterwards, though, Otis tries to get involved, but Owens lays him out. um, with a stunner, and I think he had the stunner on him, and I think he hit the pop up powerbomb from Chad Gable on Otis, looking like a dominating badass. I loved it. Judgment Day has a promo backstage where Rhea says they're going to beat everybody up until they learn their lesson. And Dominic is starting to like the beatings from eating from Rhea from the first time in a decade. The hero returns home to Toronto. And it's going to be Edge's last match because Priest is going to send him back to retirement. And then we got Bayley versus Aaliyah. Oh, yeah. This match was not good. I mean, first off, again, I love Aaliyah. Don't get me wrong. I do think, I am hoping she gets like a serious push someday. I've always hoped so because I just thought she was in NXT too long, being the one who just ate the pins, being enhancement talent. I just thought she was much more talented than that. They gave her some juice skin when they turned her heel and she was briefly a tag team with Vanessa Bourne. But again, when they brought her up, I'm like, cool, but I don't know if they're ever going to push her seriously. I'd like to see her get a little more of a serious push, but Monday night was not the night to be taking as much, for Bayley to be giving her as much offense as she did. And even Bayley looked like she was a little rusty in this match. This was a little sloppy. I'm not going to lie. It was a little sloppy. Bayley does win with the Rose Plant, but again, bad matches, they're going to happen. Yeah, they're going to happen alright. Bad things in the wrestling industry are still going to happen, just like Jon Moxley and CM Punk. I'm sorry, what? We'll talk about that later on. We also have a match with AJ Styles and Bobby Lashley teaming up to take on The Miz and Tommaso Ciampa. Another solid tag match, a little bit random, but of course the story, this match was how the match ended in a no contest. So towards the end of the match, AJ ran off The Miz to the floor. AJ was wrestling against the barricade when a man tried to jump the barricade, but then security drags him off. But the thing though was we saw the guy's face, and it wasn't Dexter. It wasn't Dexter Lumis there. To me, honestly, I'll be honest, with the way the fan got revealed, the one who tried to get AJ, I thought it was Dominic. I thought it was Dominic Mysterio at first. I'm not sure what the point of that one was, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't Dominic. Maybe it was, who knows. But then The Miz was on the other side of the other barricade, and if you guys remember, I made up a very dumb song last week that literally just popped in my head when I just said the phrase, "must be Dexter." But Dexter Lumis did show up. He had like a big mask over his head. He took it off, and then he put Miz in like a sleeper hold and dragged him off. And of course the referee would call the match. But in case you forgot, this was my song. I mean, I should make more lyrics to this one. Let me just say this again. For those who didn't watch my stream last week, I was sitting there, and then there was and I saw something on Twitter where there was a photo of a hand in the background. I forgot of whose segment it was. I can't remember who it was now. But you saw a hand, and some people thought it would be Bray Wyatt, or some people said it could be Dexter. I saw, it must be Dexter. And all of a sudden, I just saw Christmas. And I went, must be Dexter, must be Dexter, must be Dexter, Dexter Lumis. And it sounds so dumb, but yeah, that's what this song made up. Must be Dexter, must be Dexter. But then again, Dexter's creepy, so why would I be making up like a happy Christmas song instead of must be Santa going, must be Dexter? Oh, man. Oh, man. Well, but yeah. So, Dexter Lumis, I guess, is going after Miz and is being a babyface? I don't know. We'll see. But I do continue want to say that I do enjoy what they're doing with Dexter. Like I said, I wasn't like the biggest fan for him whenever he was in NXT. I'll be honest, the part I think I was intrigued with him the most was he was teasing something with him and Velveteen Dream. Before, of course, that fell apart. But I think the problem was with Dexter Lumis was he was built as a star when there was no crowd there. So I just couldn't really feel, okay, is this working? Is this not working? But I really like how, much more aggressive they made his, creepy, stalker type character, causing trouble behind the scenes not even knowing it. I do like how that they've, spiced it up a bit. That is going to be good. Although I did see, apparently, he did appear on NXT this weekend. Him and Indy Hartwell reunited, which was, I guess, good because it's Index, but I don't know. That was a weird love story. Anyways, but yeah, so Dexter Lumis took away the Miz. Who knows? Maybe Maurice couldn't find him, but who knows? After the course of the match, Ciampa basically got taken out by the rest of the babyfaces. I don't know how much longer they're going to have Tommaso Ciampa and Miz be a tag team, but that could all change. Because let's talk about what happened next. So I was feeling a little tired at this time. Work's been a little nuts lately. Been a little bit better this week. Last week was bad. Last week was a bad work week for me. This week, not as bad. So I was a little tired, and I was a little hungry. So I was watching the show down in my basement. I went upstairs to get some popcorn. Popped it. As I'm coming downstairs, I'm hearing the crowd popping. And I'm thinking, oh, they must have brought out Edge already. Maybe we're going to have a long main event. I turn around. You come down my basement stairs, and you basically look to the left, and then basically there's the treadmill, couches, whatnot, and then of course all the way back in the corner is the TV. And the first thing I see is the Tron say Gargano. I'm like, holy shit! And I literally got that excited. My mom actually came running through the stairs. She's like, "What's wrong? You okay?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, fine. Johnny Gargano's just here." Johnny Gargano, not in Cleveland, in Toronto. He surprised me, and apparently it was a very hush hush thing. They didn't want to make it. I guess they didn't want to make it obvious to have him show up in his hometown, Cleveland. But no, they kept it a deep secret, and sure enough, Johnny Gargano is back in WWE. Tony Khan didn't make the gamble for him, unless he did, I didn't know about, or because I've heard rumors apparently Tony didn't really try to push for Johnny. I don't know if he didn't think that there was room for him, or if maybe he thought that he wasn't sure when Johnny was ready to come back. Because we did hear, apparently, Tony has had Claudio Castagnoli's side for a while now, longer than when he actually debuted for Forbidden Door. Even though the original plan was he was going to debut at the recent Ring of Honor show and still win the Ring of Honor World Title. But yeah, Johnny's back. Johnny came out, I popped, and I'm wearing his shirt. I'm wearing Johnny's shirt to Raw on Monday. I'm wearing Johnny's shirt. That's why I decided. If it wasn't for Johnny, I would have been wearing this shirt right here. This shirt right here. You see it? Anyways. So, afterwards, though, Johnny comes out. And, of course, as he's getting ready to make his way onto the ring, he said, he pounds on the step and says, "I missed you guys so much. I missed you too, Johnny." Johnny says it's been 9... First, Johnny got in. He basically just stood there for a bit, took it in and dropped the microphone and started jumping up and down, going like this and that, and hyped the crowd. And he goes, "Surprise!" And he said it's been 9 months since he's been in a wrestling ring, and he needs to get his sea legs back. And for those who don't know, his name, in fact, is Johnny Gargano. And he was kind of a big deal in NXT. He was. Former NXT champion, 3-time North American champion, tag team champion, and the first ever Triple Crown champion. Well deserved, my friend. He honestly wasn't sure if he wanted to do this anymore. And then he mentions his child, to where we get a baby wrestling chant going. I think they had some he posted some video on Twitter afterwards with baby wrestling, of course, Quill Gargano. But he remembered that when he was younger of having big impossible dreams of being Intercontinental Champion, United States Champion, WWE Champion, wrestling at WrestleMania. And what kind of father would he be if he didn't teach his son that the biggest, most impossible dreams can come true? Which, newsflash, Johnny Gargano would not have, Johnny Gargano would not have had any of those dreams coming true if Vince was still around. I am still convinced, because, again, here's the thing. And he even had storyline-wise when he feuded with Finn Balor in NXT. He said, I got the call back in August. When Johnny dropped the NXT title to Adam Cole, and he lost the 3 Stages of Hell match at TakeOver Toronto, that was his time. That was his moment to go up to the main roster. Because remember, him and Ciampa did briefly show up on the main roster until Ciampa got hurt. Because originally they were supposed to wrestle at Fastlane in that triple threat for the Raw tag titles with the Revival, Gable, and Rude. And when Aleister Black and Ricochet wrestled, that was supposed to be DIY. They were supposed to wrestle there too, so they were going to get somewhat of a tag team push on the main roster. Probably until Vince got sick of them, of course. But then, of course, when Ciampa got hurt, Johnny stayed. And yes, he stayed down there a little too long. Yes, I'm going to continue to say I wasn't the biggest fan of his heel run. Yes, I wasn't the biggest fan of The Way. But it's just good to see him again. And I am so glad a man like Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, both who deserve their WrestleMania moments, both of them who, their stories, they deserve it. They're getting their dreams to be able to come true on the grandest stage of them all. And there are so many matches both of them can have. Heck, they may even have a DIY reunion. I'm not going to complain about that. I'd love to see a DIY reunion. But, anyways. Then Austin Theory came out, which I'm reminded, that's right, Austin Theory and Johnny Gargano were The Way. He gets in the ring, and of course we get a "Who's Your Daddy" chant, because of course, whenever The Way was a stable in NXT, Johnny and Candice were like the mother and father of Theory and Indy. But Austin says, a lot has happened in 9 months, Johnny, and you watch Theory, and it's good to see him and how he's changed. Austin says everybody knows and recounts his career beats, pointing out that he's done a significant chunk of what Johnny dreamed of and says he could have done anything without him. But it's almost like how Austin's apparently the veteran now and Johnny's the rookie. And he can stand behind him and carry his bags if he wants, or even just carry the Money in the Bank briefcase. But for old time's sake, though, he wants the high five. The old high five that they used to do in their way entrance, which I thought was dumb. So they go to do it, and Johnny lays him out with a super kick. So I guess Johnny's first feud back is him and Austin Theory. Okay? I remember before they did form The Way, they had a match on NXT. I thought it was pretty solid. So, maybe a Clash at the Castle. Works for me. Is next week on Raw? Cool, I'll be there. I want to see Johnny so bad next week. I want to see him so bad. I can't wait. I'm so excited he's back, though. Again, yes, he would have done great in AEW. There's a lot of people in AEW who could have wrestled. Like, of course, Claudio. Kenny, of course, would be awesome. Him and Adam Cole could have revisited their feud. They would have had some classic matches. Him and Hangman. Him and Bryan Danielson. That is still a dream match for me. Him and Bryan Danielson is still two of my favorite purebred baby faces of all time. And of course, that's the other thing too about bringing Johnny back. We got another purebred baby face. Yes, he may need to knock off the rust a little bit, because again, he was, because again, I stopped watching NXT, so I know they kind of like transitioned into a baby face going into the War Games match last December. So he might be getting, the babyface, mojo back again, of course, but still, um, but yeah, I'm so glad to see him back. He's definitely one of my favorites, and as he said he missed us, I missed him. I really missed Johnny Gargano, and I'm just so glad he's back. He's on TV again somehow. But yeah, we are getting... And then, of course, we had the main event, Edge versus Damian Priest. This is an awesome spot fest match. First off, of course, Edge got the biggest pop of the night. Damian Priest wrestled this match without the Judgment Day. He didn't want anybody at his side. He wanted to take care of Edge by himself. And like I said, this was an awesome match, but again, it was also a spot fest. First off, we did have the crucifix powerbomb from Damian Priest through the table, just like what rode Edge off TV when the Judgment Day turned on him. But we got some agility moves from Edge. We got a Hurricanrana. I think we got a Canadian Destroyer in the match. He was putting up some spots. I'm like, can Edge really do this at 48, 49, 50 years old, however old he is? But yeah, he got that in there. There was, of course, a time, where the referee Charles Robinson took a bump to the floor. And then, of course, with Edge down, Priest goes out and grabs the chair. It goes to hit the concerto on Edge, but Edge rolled away from it, got out of the way, and then Edge was able to stomp out of the crossbar, and then he would do the move he was doing when he was feuding with Roman and building to WrestleMania 37 last year. He took the piece of metal off of the chair and used it as a crossface, put it in Damian's mouth, and then Priest then hit him with a steel to block the spear. But then, of course, Robinson crawled back inside because it looked like that Priest was going to win. But Edge kicks out and does the Canadian Destroyer, and then hits the spear and gets the victory, as he should have. And that's why this is when I thought they would have wrapped up the feud with him in Judgment Day, maybe. But then, of course, not quite. Afterwards, Edge goes to do the concerto, but then Rhea Ripley comes out and low blows Edge. Of course she can, because she's a woman and she's a badass. And then Edge is attacked. And then Finn Balor sets up with the coup de grace. But then Beth Phoenix, who was in the crowd, of course, and the real-life wife of Edge, runs in, grabs a chair, and slides in the ring to face off with the Judgment Day. And for the first time, of course, Rhea Ripley's met her match. So I'm wondering, I guess Clash of the Castle is probably going to be Edge, Beth, and maybe Ray versus Judgment Day. That's what it could be. I don't know. I still feel like I'm getting this vibe that they're going to end the Judgment Day. Again, especially since, they individually came out to their own themes. Well, different themes, but they were still cool. But even so, I still wouldn't mind seeing those three still stick together. I think you really could do some great things with Edge, Edge, of course, always does great things. With Finn Balor, Damian Priest, and Rhea Ripley. I really think you can. But that was the main event. Let me get something pulled up here. Where is it? Because afterwards, Edge apparently did have an off, and after a post show promo, talking to the crowd. Come on, where are you? Adam Copeland. There we go. Wait, it's not there. Where is it? Hold on, where is it? Edge return. Okay. So, first off, Edge is 48. He's almost 49. Afterwards, though... Where is it? I swear... where is that statement? He said, I want to read the exact thing he had said. Okay, here's what he said. 30 years ago, July 1st, 1992, I had my first wrestling match as Adam Copeland. Sexton Hardcore was later, and Hardcastle was later. And I knew one day I'd be standing right here for all of you. I just knew it. What I didn't dream of is that I would have to retire for 9 years and fight. Fight with every fiber of me being to get this back. And all of you are the reason for that. This is a reciprocal relationship. I just stood toe-to-toe with one of the best talents and the future of this industry, Damian Priest. And I can't wait to do it some more. And I can't wait to come back. Hopefully, one last time. One last time here in Toronto. I'm looking at the calendar. And we usually come back here in August. So next August, I plan on seeing each and every one of you. And in a perfect world, we all say goodbye to each other that night. Hey, but that's okay, man. This is the place for me to do it, okay? I mean, this is when I say it. I love you all. In case you missed it, I love being Canadian. And you know I have to do this. I would be remiss. Go Leafs, go! Go Leafs, go! And he basically just chanted for the Leafs. So, Edge kind of laid out that next time, because he thinks they're going to come back to Toronto next summer, which is true. It seems to always be around August. He said he threw a hint that might be where he retires. And it feels like already short-lived. He came back in 2020. Yes, he missed 8 months with that bicep tear. He has done quite a bit, though, since he came back. The only thing he hasn't done is won a title. I don't know if he will now. I mean, I definitely saw him winning a title when he turned heel. I thought that's what they were going to direction they were going to go with him, but of course they pulled the plug on him being the leader of Judgment Day. But honestly, if Edge gave it one more year, I'd be satisfied. Again, he's done. He's gonna be 49. He's done a lot. I mean, there is a lot of people coming back, so he has some more options to work with. Like I feel like he doesn't really have too much left to do. I mean, I still think he's still in great shape. He can still go, but I think I might agree and say, I think I'd be satisfied if he retired next year. If that's the right way to go out. For him, again, to come back and retire on his own terms. After 9 years earlier, he was medically disqualified and told he would never wrestle again. All power to you. All power to you, Edge. And then one other thing I do wish he would have been able to happen. Him have another tag team match with Christian. That's why I at first was a little bummed, because they teased them getting back together, having that moment at the 2021 Royal Rumble where they embraced in the ring when Christian was a surprise entrant. And then he goes to AEW, and I was like, oh man, like, it was another one of those you never thought it would happen moments again. But if that's the plan, then all power to him. And with that, that's my review of Raw. I talked a lot more than I wanted to, but that's my review of Raw. Well, some of that time was me trying to find my Kevin Owens duct tape t-shirt in my closet. But, yeah. I gave the show a B. Again, that Bayley and Aaliyah match hurted a little bit, because, again, I'm sorry. That was sloppy. That was a sloppy match. But the rest of the show, not going to complain about. I thought it was good. Let's check the live chat before we go off the air here. I'll take a quick breather. I have 2 very quick videos I want to film. One's a turn alert, and one is something not wrestling related I want to record real quick, but I do want to do my Dynamite review tonight as well. But looks like we got Tyler, we've got Robbie, we also have JR. JR, it's been a while since I've heard from you, buddy. And Robbie's going, Mikey! Didn't say good to see you, buddy, but Mikey! Of course, good to see you, Robbie. I hope you had a good birthday, by the way, buddy. So what do you think of that last chance federal way? I think you meant to say fatal 4-way for the women. I I don't know. It's not really the most exciting teams. Like I said, like this tag title tournament, I think it's just a little too predictable with Dakota and Io winning it. What would be pretty neat is if they had Dakota and Io win, and then right as soon after they win, bam, their first competition comes out and it's Sasha Banks and Naomi. That would be something. Not getting my hopes up on it though. Robbie says, thanks for the birthday tweet last weekend. Nice way to try to get Triple H attention with hashtag please sign Robbie. As always, guys, again, it's a new era in WWE. Of course, I'm pretty sure maybe after what happened on Dynamite last night, Tony Khan might want to consider it too. But again, any wrestling company out there, hashtag please sign Robbie. The guy is a genius. He has great ideas. He's been a wrestling fan for a long time. He's creative, solid with his craft. He wants to write for wrestling. Hashtag please sign Robbie. Tyler, what's up, my friend? He gave the show a B. Too much of Bailey on the show. I guess he disagrees with what I said earlier about how I like how they've really had like Bailey and her cronies being a dominant stable in the force. Big boy Braun and Bray should go back to WWE. We'll hope so. I heard that Control Your Narrative promotion that him and EC3 started isn't doing too good. They may be back sooner than you expect, but we will see. Edge is better as a face today. I agree. I mean, I was cool with them giving him a go as a heel. It just, again, Vince just stuck his head into it, which kind of made his heel run a little pointless. But I think with just basically the you never thought you'd see it retirement tour basically for Edge it is. I feel like he is more fit just to be just a babyface to be himself. Robbie says, hey Mike, this was long overdue, but because you love her and she is on TV lately, Aaliyah Boogie Badass Brownie. Oh, the ice cream flavors! Oh man, I think I might have that list still saved somewhere of all those ice cream flavors he made up. Oh man. Tyler says, get rid of those women's tag team champions. I do agree. Robbie's cheap AEW Dynamite review plug. Good one, Mike. Yeah, definitely when I mentioned it before. AEW made Tyler mad with Punk and Moxley. We will definitely address that in my Dynamite review. And Robbie goes, Dexter Loomis Laboratory. Oh, man. Dexter's Lab. I remember it was like a year or two ago. I briefly was looking up like old episodes of that on YouTube or something. Love stories are lame. Most are. Unless it was Otis and Mandy Rose. That was very well done. Johnny Gargano versus AJ Styles at WrestleMania 39 in LA. And he will be there live, so book it. Ooh. Robbie, let's say another old phrase, old pal. You're a genius, Robbie, and that's why we like you. I definitely would love to see that match. No bad stuff on Raw and SmackDown. That good for me. Well, one little thing. Fire Horse Face, Tyler's favorite wrestler, Ronda Rousey. Liv is an embarrassment as SmackDown Women's Champion. Again, I think they're trying to make it work, but like I keep saying, they've backed themselves to a corner with Liv being champion. I'm picking Shayna to win that match next Saturday, for sure. Robbie says, all due respect, Mike, it looks like you're having a Gargano-gasm. I was marking out for Johnny for sure, but yes, that's a good one. Maybe I'll have a Gargano-asm in Pittsburgh next week. Bianca's not ready. Plus, she's getting boring and over-pushed, she thinks. I don't know about that. Tyler says, come back, Charlotte. Mike, so I haven't caught any of your recent NXT reviews. Your thoughts on Mandy Rose as NXT Women's Champion? Well, Robbie, you haven't missed any because I'm still not watching NXT. Again, I stopped, in case you didn't know, Robbie, I stopped watching NXT after TakeOver 36. Because like I said, I got completely turned off whenever Karrion Kross lost to Jeff Hardy as champion. That completely ruined it for me. And when I heard Vince was taking over, I'm like, I'm going to step off. So I haven't watched. I do like that they repackaged Mandy. I mean, I've only seen Toxic Attraction wrestle once on SmackDown this past week. It's just, the thing is with Mandy as champion in NXT, I think the whole goal was for Vince to bring back the Divas era. So, I mean, if they want her and Toxic Attraction to be like more so like the sex appeal characters and not really the wrestling characters, I'm cool with that. Just don't make everyone like that. Because that's like what Athena was saying. That Vince wanted everybody to dress like Mandy Rose. So, although I feel like, I haven't really watched many of her matches. It's been a plus getting her kind of, revamped. Getting the time in NXT she probably should have had before she came to the main roster. If they can leave them be as the ones that have like that, vibe to them, that's fine. But just don't make it everybody having like the sex appeal vibe. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of good looking women in WWE. Hope my fiance didn't watch that. She doesn't care. Like I said, I just don't want everyone having. I don't want what her character is to be like the standpoint of what every woman needs to be like. But like I said, I haven't really caught any of her matches. I still don't plan on reviewing NXT. I mean, I've been, checking out some highlights and some results. I just don't have the time. And Tuesday nights are my trivia nights right now. And with everything else I got going on, I can't keep up with NXT. But like I said, I'm glad Mandy did go back to NXT, get repackaged, and got like her own little niche going. It seems like. Like I said though, don't spread that to everybody. But that is a good question though, Robbie. Thank you for asking me that. I think I'm gonna stop it here. Again, I have two brief videos I want to do. One's a turn alert, and one is a non-wrestling related video. And then I'll be back up here to do my Dynamite review. Robbie also said, one other question. While I'm not trying to take away from all this WrestleMania main event experience, do you think Edge's Royal Rumble win last year felt a little forced given all the booking of that match? I didn't hate that Edge won the Rumble. I still thought that, I remember my pick to win that Rumble last year was Bryan winning that Rumble because he's never won a Rumble match. That's one of the only things he's never done is he never won a Rumble match. Edge already won a Rumble match. I thought the booking was a little bit weird. How they turned it into the triple threat for Mania. Like, if they wanted to get Edge inserted in there, fine. I personally probably would have rather have gone with Bryan winning that Rumble. But I'm not completely upset that Edge won it either. There were some moments in that Rumble. But yeah, it was tough. Styles winning the Rumble, I think, Tyler mentioned Styles, of course. Styles winning the Rumble, I'm not going to be opposed to. I do think AJ Styles should get a Rumble victory before he retires. He just signed a new deal, I think, last fall, which was all surprised because the deal he signed a couple years ago, I thought that was going to be his last deal. Because I thought he said he was going to be retiring after that. But yeah. But I will call it here, guys. Again, thank you for your stuff in the live chat. Definitely if you have any more questions, guys, come back up here for my Dynamite review. We'll talk about that. I will say, of course, the biggest talking point for last in that show. But we have a little bit more to discuss with AEW right now because there's a lot of drama going on, apparently. But, yeah. And I keep going to say this, guys. I am definitely glad that I brought... Oh, yeah, that too. I forgot about that. With announcing Edge and Orton as numbers 1 and 2, did kind of kill the element of surprise. I agree. Yeah, I wish honestly they wouldn't have announced Edge and had Edge just be a surprise. And that's the other thing too. Like I said, WWE is actually booked surprises right again too. But I keep saying this, guys. I love that Triple H is taking over. I love that I brought back my Raw and SmackDown reviews for now. And I'm having a great time. These streams have been popping. And, it's definitely some of my best subscribers. And again, Robbie, Tyler, JR, Mark just popped in, was awesome too. I definitely enjoyed chatting wrestling with you guys. I know it may get a little hairy, though, when I do my Dynamite review later on tonight, but let me stop here. I will come back up here in a little bit for my Dynamite review. Just let me take care of 2 brief little videos real quick, and I'll be back up here. So, guys, again, that's my thoughts on Raw. I gave it a B. What are your thoughts on Raw this week? What are your thoughts on Johnny Gargano's return? What are your thoughts on Edge's post-match announcement that he looks to maybe retire next time they come to Toronto next year? Make sure you guys thoughts down in the comments section below. And once again, yours truly, the Club of the Man at 93, will be live at Monday Night Raw, having the Gargano as Robbie says it, at Monday Night Raw next week, live right here in Pittsburgh. So I look forward to definitely. I think my seats are in section 110. I think it is. So good seats. So yeah, leave your thoughts down in the comments section below. Be sure as always to slap a like on the video, subscribe more content on my channel. Follow me on Twitter as well, at DemandAirboy93. Till then, guys, I'll catch you on a little bit for my AEW Dynamite review. Until then, guys, have a great rest of your night. I'll catch you all later, and peace out, everybody.